Hi there. In Module 3.1, we paid attention to how we felt when both green words and ideas and red words and ideas were read. Every time we have a sad thought or we feel mad, hopeless, cranky, unkind, judgmental, helpless, I can hear red light. Our brain immediately releases chemicals such as cortisol and adrenaline that make us feel either very bad or just uncomfortable. You may experience some or all of the following physiological components, such as your hands might feel clammy and cold, your muscles get tense, you're putting a lot of energy in your extremities. Your heart beats faster, your breathing increases, the breathing rate increases because all that oxygen is going to be able to flee. So it's in your arms and legs. We said that the activity in your frontal lobe and temporal lobe here, areas of thought, responsive thought, decreases. This decrease in, again, the temporal and prefrontal cortex, the frontal lobe, is about red words and ideas. So these red words and ideas, this activity that's decreased negatively affects judgment, negatively affects learning, and negatively affects memory. Jim Quick calls these red words and ideas lies, limiting ideas expressed. They include words such as can't, won't, shouldn't, should have, that kind of thing. Dr. Daniel Amen, a very well-respected brain scientist, calls them ants, automatic negative thoughts. Dan Sullivan, who we've met in this course, refers to them as gap thinking. Dr. John Gottman, a preeminent fellow who has spent his life work looking at relationships, marital relationships in particular, would refer to couples who stay in this red zone as marriage disasters. I learned these words as low emotional intelligence words. Not that you're not smart, but emotionally you haven't learned basically to cope with your hard wiring. So now here's the good thing. The opposite is also true. Let me get to that. So the opposite is also true. Whenever you have happy, loving, thoughtful, hopeful, positive thoughts, your body releases a whole different set of hormones, endorphins, oxytocin, dopamine, and your hands get warmer and drier, your breathing becomes deeper and more diaphragmatic in a calming way, it's more regular, your muscles relax, your blood pressure decreases, and your brain works better because there's more oxygen up there. Not as much stress there. Anyway, your brain's working better. Dan Sullivan refers to these behaviors as gain thinking. Dr. John Gottman refers to couples who stay in this zone as marriage masters. I learned to categorize these green words and ideas as high emotional intelligence. Again, not that a person can't be intelligent. They are intelligent, or not that let's just put it this way, They have high emotional intelligence. They know how to regulate their emotions and are very consistent in doing so. To live a life that you love and that you just really want to keep creating positive mental images, green words and ideas. What we see in our minds and say to ourselves, and I'm going to say that again, what we see in our minds and say to ourselves directly impacts our thinking and behavior. And remember, those are part of the control, the three things: thinking, emotion, and behavior. So what we see, again, in our minds directly impacts our thinking and behavior. We want to stack the deck toward positivity.